So these are two aspects where we've been trying to give a certain overall coherence to a regional program. And this really much leads into the next point, and that is what I'd like to emphasize is about these consortia. For the partners applying for leading the 12 landscapes, we put the requirement that in fact they form consortia. So this gets into the idea of why consortia. The idea of the consortia really was that in order to do this integrated approach of landscape land use planning with a people-centered approach, there was really a need for a broad base of competencies. And so therefore, it was required that our partners form consortia, so not just expertise in protected area management, not just expertise in biological monitoring, for example, but also stakeholder engagement, community development, expertise in forestry management, etc., to give a much broader competencies to bring to bear in the landscapes. And then really just the last point, and that is to talk a little bit about IUCN. So IUCN, again, as a cross-cutting institution, is going to be playing a critical role in CARPE for this new 5-year phase. And I'd like to discuss at least briefly what they're planning to do and why. Again, it comes back to this idea of we're trying to give a regional program with coherence and synergies between the different actors working in the zone. So IUCN, again, is a cross-cutting institution. We already had a brief presentation. I'd like to just briefly expand upon that. So they will indeed be in charge of a new and reinvigorated small grants program. These small grants really are focused at local civil society capacity building, NGOs, local civil society, community-based organizations, all focusing on developing strengthening of national capacity for the long term to be able to support conservation, and in that sense creating the basis for a progressive exit strategy for the international NGOs so that they can be progressively replaced by a national capacity. Secondly, a reinvigorated focal points program. So the focal points, on the one hand, will be helping with these small grants and doing outreach with the national institutions and local institutions. And secondly, they'll be convening what we call country teams. So what are country teams? Country teams are where we bring together all the key actors on a country-by-country basis. So the focal points in Gabon, in Congo-Brazza, in DRC, in Cameroon, and the consultants working in the other country will convene the different actors associated with the CARPE program, come together, come up with a coherent and agreed upon agenda of what types of, in particular, policy initiatives that they want to push with the national governments, and therefore have a consensus and a unified voice trying to push that agenda forward. And then the last aspect of IUCN, as our friend from IUCN underlined, is that they really do have a convening role. And in particular, what we're looking for in terms of this convening role is one of synthesizing lessons learned across the landscape. So there's a lot of very interesting models being tested out in the field, and often the difficulties and the successes that they have are not necessarily being spread within the program or outside of the program. So for example, we have, just to give examples, how to incorporate local communities into ecotourism projects, how to support, for example, governance in terms of community-based natural resource management areas, how to get multiple use in protected areas. What are these successes and failures, and what are the lessons we're learning from these, so to have IUCN really serve as a convening role to be able to share these, to hold workshops, to promote thesis students to do studies of these, to have consultancies and whatnot. So I would just like to finish by saying that I'm here today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, and I'm very much open to meeting with people. I sort of bring with me the perspective of USID from the field, and so I'm here to listen, to answer questions, to engage in dialogue. So please approach me at any time if you would like to discuss with me. Thank you.